But Acho, where is the best fit for Kevin Durant?
I have two. I have a front runner, I have a dark horse. My front runner is simple, the Miami Heat.
Okay.
You go to the Miami Heat, that is a well-run organization. Kevin Durant, when he has gone to well-run organizations, that's when he's had his success. Also, when Kevin Durant goes to organizations where they understand that he is simply the talent, he is not the coach, he is not the general manager, he is not the owner. When he goes to an organization where they allow him, not allow him, they demand that he plays his role, that is where he thrives. Kevin Durant in Golden State, they had Steve Kerr. Kevin Durant in Golden State, they have proper levels of ownership from Myers, et cetera, general managers, et cetera. Kevin Durant in Golden State, when he is placed in a proper position, he thrives. But when Kevin Durant has to dictate every single term, that's when Kevin Durant does not have success. You go to Miami, Pat Riley don't play no games. Pat Riley don't care who you are. Pat Riley is one of the winningest associates of basketball, again, in the history of the Basketball Association. So you go to Miami, Pat Riley going to keep you in check along with everyone else. The dark horse, the Portland Trail Blazers. Let me see Slick when I talk this number real quick, because I know Slick real integrated on that West Coast ball. The dark horse, Slick, the Portland Trail Blazers. America, remember, the Trail Blazers had the longest streak of playoff appearances up until this year when Dame spent the majority of this year hurt. The Trail Blazers were constantly contending. However, they needed that one little player to take them over the hump. The Trail Blazers have a player in Dame Lillard who is already close with Kevin Durant based upon their success in the Olympic circuit. The Trail Blazers drafted Greg Oden over Kevin Durant in that 2007 draft. Oden number 1, Durant number 2. So it would be a great redemption historic story. So if you want to talk about a dark horse, I look to the Trail Blazers because they have a coach that Kevin Durant would have to respect. They have a tandem superstar, which Kevin Durant actually enjoys playing with, who wants to win basketball games, and they have a dedicated fan base. I believe the Trail Blazers would be a great fit as well.
Yeah, what we have to consider is that this is now going to be a trade. And so what is coming back the other way? What are the Nets going to want in order to make that deal? And which teams have the capability of sending quality pieces and yet still having a team that, with Kevin Durant, is a title contender? Presumably that's exactly why he's leaving and what he wants. So, with Miami, you immediately look at, okay, Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, and can we find another piece to make the numbers work? Like, that's a nice little starter kit. Then you got the Phoenix Suns with DeAndre Ayton, and that sign and trade with another piece potentially is just sitting there. I love your idea of the Portland Trail Blazers. If there's any place that I wish that KD would go, it would be to the Trail Blazers, because I would, one, love to see Lillard rewarded for staying there and saying, I'm going to find a way to get it done here. And because, let's face it, you got the Trail Blazers just up the road. You got the Lillard-Steph Curry dynamic. You got KD trying to get in the way, directly in the way of the Golden State Warriors with the little engine that could up north. Like, all of the drama there is just so juicy. I would love it if KD went there. But this is where the Trail Blazers moves last year and sending Norm Powell and pieces down to the Clippers. This is where it hurts them because they moved a lot of the assets that would be attractive to the Brooklyn Nets in an exchange for KD. I just don't know how much they have left to move out and still be a successful team. So I'm looking at, there's a very clear reason why Miami and Phoenix would be at the top of the list. And I look at Bill Duffy, who is Steve Nash's former player agent, also has DeAndre Ayton. If Steve Nash has to get through this season without KD and moving other pieces, why not bring a big like DeAndre Ayton, who's capable of at least making them respectable through this season? That's where I would go as the likeliest situation, is that the Phoenix Suns do a sign and trade with DeAndre Ayton and wind up with Kevin Durant. And then we still get exactly what I want, which is this battle in the West with the Phoenix Suns and Chris Paul against the Golden State Warriors.
Man, all of the teams you guys mentioned right there, Phoenix Suns, let's add Atlanta Hawks, conversation, Denver Nuggets, like teams. It's not just about wish lists. It's not just about what you want for Christmas. Growing up, I wanted a lot of things for Christmas. My mama gave me those eyes, those look of like, we ain't got it like that. eyes. And a lot of teams going to look at Kevin Durant like, we love you, but we ain't got it like that eyes in terms of, do we have what's good enough to get you in a trade? And then when you get here, it's going to be good enough for you to win with. And those are those eyes that Kevin Durant's going to see out there. Suns, Hawks, Nuggets, Heat, Blazers, okay, I hear you, but what are they going to look back in terms of roster construction when Kevin Durant arrives? Kevin Durant is reminding me of the one time in particular, growing up, I wanted to run away from home. I don't know if every kid in America has felt this way, but I know there was a time where I was like, I'm about to run away. Why? Because here's the beats, and it's eerily parallel to what Kevin Durant went through. Issues, whatever the issues are, they can be small, they can be big. They're big to you. So you got an issue at home, right? You got an issue in Brooklyn on the Nets. I got issues. And then your emotions, unresolved emotions. You just don't know what to do with it. You're like, well, what's the out? Do I stay still? And this is what I did. I remember. I was like, I'm about to run away, Mama. I'm about to run away. And then you like walk out the house. You slam the screen door. Whap! And then the first thing hits you that you ask yourself, where am I going? I'm sitting there in the front yard like, well, these streets look different. Streets look fine. I didn't care about the streets when I had a home. Those streets look different when that is your home. Kevin Durant, here's the thing. Where are you going to go and how? If I saw Kevin Durant with Devin Booker and Chris Paul, yeah, I would love it. But is that going to be enough? How did they cook the books to make that happen? If I saw him over there with Murray and Trae Young in Atlanta, I said, okay, but can you cook the books to make this happen? My point being, I don't know where Kevin Durant is going, just like I didn't know where I was going. I tried to run away from home because he's going to get that look from them streets. And they're going to say, dog, we ain't got you like that.
I love that story. I love that take. I love this conversation. It's interesting, Slick. It's interesting, Sel, because truth be told, where can Kevin Durant go that was better than where he was? And everywhere you go,
there you are.
Everywhere you go, there you are. Where can, like, let's all chill and stop the nonsense. If Kevin Durant's going to go somewhere, he would love to go somewhere and play with, I don't know, maybe like a former league MVP and another player that's won a chip, maybe perennial superstar. You know, love to play with a guy like, I don't know, maybe James Harden and Kyrie Irving. Oh, wait.
Hold up.
Maybe he'd love to be coached by, I don't know, a coach that used to play in the NBA at the highest level, maybe a coach that knows what it takes, maybe a coach that's won a couple MVPs, maybe a coach like Steve. Wait. Like, where's Kevin Durant going to go that is in a situation with better talent than where he was already? Y'all remember, it was two consecutive years the Brooklyn Nets were the favorite to win the title, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. We would come on the show, and we would read the favorites, and the Brooklyn Nets were the favorite. What that means is, based upon those that are setting their gambling bets, we assume that this team has the best odds to win. Where can Kevin Durant go that will be any better than where he was? They say this much: the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And if we're being real about the Brooklyn Nets, nobody was watering the grass. So how can you be mad when you standing on dirt patches? Kyrie ain't watered the grass. James Harden ain't watered the grass. Steve Nash ain't watered the grass. Kevin Durant ain't watered the grass. So you cannot be upset when your green grass has turned into dirt. I don't know where Kevin Durant will go that is better than where he was, but Kevin Durant must remember, wherever he goes, there he is, and problems must follow.
Maybe. But here's the deal, is what if he goes to a place, because it's not a matter of talent. Brooklyn Nets had all the talent in the world. We've seen other teams that had all the talent in the world and didn't necessarily make good on it. Why? Because the culture and the leadership weren't there. So since we're spitballing, like, I was basing it off of the names that we've already heard.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised, Marcellus, you didn't go there.
Don't say it.
Because I'm thinking about teams that have a surplus of talent, or that they have a key young player that the Brooklyn Nets could look at and say, can we build around this young superstar? Well, we have two teams in the Los Angeles Clippers who have an embarrassment of riches.
Yep.
And where certainly KD could go, and he wouldn't have to be the leader of that team, or he wouldn't have to worry about building a culture like they were trying to build in Brooklyn, or the Boston Celtics for a Jason Tatum or a Jaylen Brown. where you could go, and Marcus Smart has already established that. That's where the Miami Heat, again, and the Phoenix Suns fit, because he doesn't have to go in there and build a culture or be the leader or set the tone for everybody. That's already been created in all four of those places. And yes, I am giving the Clippers a huge compliment here, but it's the reality. When you have Nick Batum wanting to sign back for less because I like it here, when you have Zubac doing the same thing.
Zubac, 333, yeah.
Zubac, exactly. You have guys that have been there and said, Reggie Jackson, John Wall wants to come and can I be a part of this? Like, now you have something. And what KD was trying to do in Brooklyn was be the reason that everybody came. And then there comes a responsibility to that, which is like, I got a herd. I gotta control the herd. Yeah. KD was like, no, I'll bring everybody together, but don't ask me to do all that herd. I'm not throwing a lasso. Like, I ain't doing that. You can come over here, but I ain't gonna tell you what to do. Yeah. Now he could go to a place where the Brooklyn Nets get something in return, but he's not asked to do that. He's just asked to be much like he was with Golden State. Just be the last piece for us, brah. And there are multiple places where he could potentially do that.
Okay, since we're spitballing, what will be left with the Clippers, Slick Rick, in terms of KD and who? Will it be Kawhi, obviously? Would it still be Paul George? Would it just be KD and Kawhi and then just the remains of a roster that they took their time to build over the last several years? What would that look like to you?
All right, so I'm just going to throw it at you since we're spitballing. If I said to you, look, I can give you KD in exchange for Paul George, would you do it if you're the Los Angeles Clippers?
I mean, swap, yeah, golly, yeah, but that's not going to be enough if I'm Brooklyn. I'll say, Paul George has been injured too.
But here's the thing. Brooklyn only has so much leverage.
Okay, like, I'm listening.
They got to move KD.
That's a good point,
right?
Yeah.
So if Paul George is the best piece they can get, now we start comparing to the offers. I can give you Paul George, or you can take Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. Or you can take Paul George, or you can get DeAndre Ayton. What's the best deal that Brooklyn can make? That becomes part of the conversation. So I have no idea if the Clippers would be willing or able to do that, or how Kawhi would feel about that, or whether KD would want to do that. But that becomes the next wrinkle, which is Brooklyn's got to take the best that they can get, not necessarily everything that KD is worth.
Yeah, now take that across town. Take that to the Lakers and Anthony Davis with Russell Westbrook for Kevin Durant. Get along, LeBron and KD together. That will be special. Let me highlight what's really going on here. He's not going to the Clippers. Let me tell you why. Clippers are like Lego, and my son is fascinated with Lego. Me, I don't like Lego. I'm more of a Transformer guy. Why? Because it's just only a couple options. Either it's a car or it's a person. You know, either it's a gun or it's a person. That's it. I don't need no other. Lego is like, it takes time.
You are Mr. Microwave, Marcellus. You are Mr. Microwave.
Give me
Look,
that
I ain't got time, all right? Just change it, fix it.
I can make money back and forth. I can do a lot of things in this world. I can't get my time back, right? So I'm looking at the Clippers as they slowly built this masterpiece of Legos. If I walk into my son's room and touch any of the Legos, let alone a centerpiece, he gonna have a fit. Steve Ballmer has cultivated a not only roster, but respectfully a culture where everyone wants to opt in because of the feel. Not just because of the basketball success, because we haven't won a championship. The feel in the pursuit of that. Kevin Durant will disrupt that. I'm not saying make it better, make it worse. Whatever you want to say, it's going to feel different. So I don't think that that's going to happen. Kevin Durant, his next move, I don't think he knows. He just knows it's a better move for him in terms of how it feels than where he presently is. Good luck on that one, because you know, you get out there, it could look a lot different.